The musician commonly known as Prince was one of those larger-than-life figures who seemed indestructible before his sudden and unexpected death on April 21, 2016 at the age of 57. Part of what made the loss of Prince so shocking was his mystique. The super-talented workaholic was highly protective of his private life, and the idea that turmoil could underlie the public performances of this uber-professional musician didn't occur to many fans until his time had passed. The multi-instrumentalist was a global superstar thanks to such albums as 1984's Purple Rain and 1987's Sign of the Times, but then he found himself in a bitter feud with his record label, Warner Brothers. Prince had been highly prolific throughout his career, and the label demanded that he release fewer albums in 1993, which led to his changing his name to an unpronounceable symbol in an attempt to slip out of his recording contract, according to The Independent. At this time, the artist also began performing with the word slave written on his cheek. The 90s also contained one of the most tragic and heartbreaking events of Prince's life, the details of which were only to emerge after his death and the publication of the memoirs of his wife at the time, Mayte Garcia. She was just 16 years old when she caught Prince's attention in 1989. According to the Irish Times, Prince, 15 years her senior, reportedly told a friend, quote, "There's my future wife." Garcia lived in Germany with her parents, and Prince kept in touch with her with long poetic letters in a style familiar to anyone who has read his album sleeve notes. When she was 17, Prince invited Garcia to his Paisley Park compound in Chanhassen, Minnesota to contribute vocals in a recording session. Soon afterward, she became a part of Prince's band as a singer and dancer, touring extensively while keeping her own apartment in Minnesota. Thankfully, it would be several years before Prince and Garcia's relationship would become physical. When Garcia was 19, Prince reportedly told her, "I think it's time to get you on birth control." The pair got married in 1996 at a lavish event at a freshly repainted Paisley Park involving more than $500,000 worth of flowers. The triple album Emancipation, according to AllMusic, offered a snapshot of Prince's first experiences with happy newlywed life. Mayte Garcia became pregnant and on October 16, 1996, gave birth to a son, Amir. The couple's first steps into parenthood would end in tragedy, however, when Amir died only a week later as a result of complications from Pfeiffer syndrome type 2, a rare genetic disorder. As Ultimate Prince reports, Prince and Mayte were interviewed by Oprah just a few weeks after the loss of Amir. The couple decided to keep their grief a secret. Rumors of their son's ill health had circulated in the press, but Prince, most likely suffering from shock and in what the journalist Ian Penman describes in the London Review of Books as a fugue state, refused to answer any of Oprah's questions on the subject, according to Yahoo Entertainment, simply saying things, quote, "couldn't be better."
The two of you had a baby in October. Congratulations. There's a lot of questions surrounding the health of the baby. Is the baby well?
Prince threw himself into his work, which, though hardly unusual for people dealing with loss, Penman sees as the behavior of a man unable to deal with his grief. Prince had rejected many modern medical treatments for his wife during Garcia's pregnancy, and his belief in the power of God's will seemingly became incompatible with the tragic circumstances of his marriage.
How do you resolve it in yourself?
I don't wallow in it. I don't spend time in a place. I let myself move on.
Penman also argues that Prince may have felt unable to accept vulnerability in himself. Garcia's book suggests that Prince may have begun pilfering the Vicodin his wife was prescribed following the loss of Amir, and that he drank secretly while on tour. The couple suffered a miscarriage in 1997, reports the Twin Cities Pioneer Press, and eventually divorced in 2000. Prince soon remarried and became a Jehovah's Witness. In 1998, Prince released Comeback, a song which gained significant attention after his death. The song deals with loss and contains the lyrics, "If you ever lose someone dear to you, never say the words 'they're gone.' They'll come back."